So cell organelles in eukaryotic cell, the first one, plasma membrane. Or cell membrane. All living cells, either plant cell and animal cell, they are covered with thick and elastic, flexible and selectively permeable membrane, that is plasma membrane. So all living cells covered by thick, elastic, next flexible, selectively permeable membrane. Selectively permeable membrane is called plasma membrane. The plasma membrane, this plasma membrane given by scientist Nageli and Kramer. Nageli and Kramer. Next, this plasma membrane also treated as, that is plasma lemma. Plasma lemma. This plasma lemma, the term given by J.Q. Plover. J.Q. Plover. The name given plasma membrane, that is Nageli and Kramer, and plasma lemma, plasma membrane also called as plasma lemma, the given by the scientist, that is J.Q. Plover. The plasma membrane is, which is mainly made up of three components. Plasma membrane is mainly made up of three components: phospholipids and proteins and fats, carbohydrates. So plasma membrane or biomembrane is mainly made up of three types of components. Made up of three components. First one, that is lipids. Second one, proteins. Third one, carbohydrates. Lipids and proteins and carbohydrates. Lipids are mainly three types of lipids are present. One is phospholipids, cholesterol, next glycolipids. These three types of lipids are present in plasma membrane. They are under comes into lipids: phospholipids, cholesterol and glycolipids. These phospholipids, again three types. Phospholipids, again three types: phosphatidyl serine, next phosphatidyl chlorine, next that is phosphatidyl ethanol amine. These three things. So phospholipids are mainly three types: phosphatidyl serine, phosphatidyl chlorine, phosphatidyl ethanol amine. Next, proteins are mainly in two types. One is intrinsic proteins, next to extrinsic proteins. Intrinsic proteins or extrinsic proteins. Extrinsic proteins. Intrinsic proteins and extrinsic proteins. Intrinsic proteins, which are also called as internal protein, they are embedded inside of the plasma membrane, and extrinsic protein, they are arranged above the plasma membrane, so which is called peripheral proteins, also called as peripheral proteins, which is also called as peripheral proteins. Next, carbohydrates are mainly carbohydrates. These carbohydrates are in two forms, glycolipids and glycoproteins. They are glycolipids, which is attaches with the lipids. Next, glycoproteins, which are attaches to protein. Next, they are hexosamine. Next, fructose. Next, sialic acid. These are different types of carbohydrates. Carbohydrates, mainly two types of carbohydrates. One is glycolipids, glycoproteins. Glycolipids are attaches with lipid or fats. Glycoproteins are attaches with proteins. Next, these carbohydrates are different types: hexosamine, fructose, sialic acid. These type of carbohydrates are mainly present in the structure of carbohydrates: lipids, proteins and carbohydrates. Next, we will take up fluid mosaic model proposed by Singer and Nicholson. So, fluid mosaic model about it explain about structure of plasma membrane. So, it explain about structure of plasma membrane. Next, this fluid mosaic model proposed by Singer and Nicholson in 1972. In 1972, Singer and Nicholson, these two scientists, they are proposes this model about to explain plasma membrane structure. In this plasma membrane, three structures is there, three components is there: lipids, proteins and carbohydrates. So, in this membrane, this is lipid bilayer, So this is phospholipid bilayer. This is phospholipid bilayer. It means lipids are arranged in two layers, upside and inside. That is called phospholipid bilayer. This phospholipid bilayer contains hydrophilic head and hydrophobic tail. So this is hydrophilic head, that is hydrophilic head. This is hydrophobic tail. Hydrophilic head, hydrophobic tail. So next, intrinsic proteins are present. This is the about lipids. What about proteins? So this is about protein, and here also another protein. Next, here protein, here protein, here protein, 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 protein. So these are proteins. This is a orange color one, that is phospholipid bilayer. Lipids are arranged in double layer. This is a one layer, this is a one more layer. Next, proteins are arranged in again two types. One is completely embedded inside of the phospholipid bilayer, and some proteins are arranged at the surface of the lipid bilayer, that is extrinsic proteins. Now we have to treat it as this is extrinsic or peripheral proteins. Peripheral proteins. So here also peripheral protein, peripheral protein. These peripheral proteins are helps to enzymatic activity going to be takes place. So these peripheral proteins are responsible for enzymatic activity. Enzymatic activity which is takes place in the extrinsic proteins. Extrinsic proteins helps to enzymatic activity. So this is intrinsic protein. Intrinsic or embedded or integral protein. Integral proteins. These proteins are helps to, it is act as a water channels. So these intrinsic proteins are act as a water channels. Water channels. It is act as a water channels. So next, lipids is completed. Next, proteins also completed. Extrinsic proteins and intrinsic proteins. Extrinsic protein, extrinsic protein, extrinsic protein, extrinsic proteins. Intrinsic protein, eccentric protein. Next, going on next eccentric proteins. Next, glycolipid and glycoproteins, which are carbohydrates. So carbohydrates are attached to this protein. Carbohydrates are attached to that protein, that is glycoprotein. Next, carbohydrates are attached to this fat. This is glycolipid. Glycoprotein and glycolipid. So next, in this fluid mosaic model, according to this model, proteins are, they are, before that this phospholipid bilayer provide fluidity to membrane. phospholipid layer provide fluidity to cell. So this phospholipid bilayer provide fluidity, means liquid nature, because of they have rich amount of unsaturated fatty acids. So this phospholipid bilayer contain unsaturated fatty acids. So phospholipids contain unsaturated fatty acids. That's why these unsaturated fatty acids are provide fluidity to plasma membrane. So this fluidity nature which helps to the cell, this fluidity nature of the cell helps to cell growth. So this fluidity nature helps to cell growth. Next, cell division. Fluidity nature helps to cell division. Next, intercellular junctions. So connection between two cells like intercellular junction. Next, endocytosis. Next, cell division complete. So cell growth. Next, cell division. Next, functions of plasma membrane. Functions mainly, most of the substances they are enters into the cell by do not require any energy. So most of the substances or molecules enters into the cell by do not require any energy. That type of movement is called passive movement. Passive movement means most of the molecules are there enters into the cell membrane from the outside to inside, do not require any energy. That is passive movement. Next, neutral solids enters into the cell by simple diffusion method. Simple diffusion method, it means molecules are moved from the higher concentration to lower concentration, which is called concentration gradient. Concentration gradient means that is the movement of the molecules from the higher concentration to lower concentration. Means neutral solids are enters into the cell by the help of simple diffusion. Simple diffusion mainly follows concentration gradient. Concentration gradient means the molecules are transferred from higher concentration to lower concentration. Next, water molecules are moved by the osmosis process. Next, ionic substances or ionic molecules. Ions are ionic molecules. They are cross the plasma membrane by the required energy. Their molecules are enters into the cell or cross the membrane by required ATP. It means ions are ionic substances. They are enters into the cell or across the plasma membrane. They require ATP energy. With the help of ATP only they are enters into the cell. So that type of movement is called active transport. Active transport. Active transport means ions are enters into the cell or ions are cross the plasma membrane by required expenditure of ATP. That process is called active transport. Next, one major problem is here. Phospholipid bilayer contain hydrophobic tail. Phospholipid bilayer have hydrophobic tail. Hydrophobic tail. This tail not allows water. Not allows water. So this water molecules are enters because of hydrophobic nature. Hydrophobic nature means the water molecule does not enters into the cell. So it is not allow. Hydrophobic tail not allows. So integral proteins are intrinsic proteins. Intrinsic proteins helps to facilitate diffusion, facilitate movement for this. Movement for this means this is phospholipid bilayer. These are intrinsic protein. So the water molecules are do not cross this membrane because these tails are hydrophobic tails. Means this water molecules are enters into the inside of this is outside. This is inside. So from the outside to inside, this water molecules are enters into this is integral protein. Integral protein allow this water molecule and then enters into inside. These water molecules are enters into inside. Why? Because these water molecules are mainly non-polar. These water molecules are mainly non-polar. Next, these tails are polar. What is that? Sorry. Water molecules are polar. Next, these tails are non-polar. So water molecules are enters into the cell by the help of integral proteins. These integral proteins are act as a carrier proteins. These integral proteins also called as carrier proteins. These carrier proteins are water channels. It means so water molecules are does not across the plasma membrane. Why? Because plasma membrane contain hydrophobic nature. The water molecules are not enters into the not allows inside. That's why these water molecules are take up the help from integral proteins. These integral proteins helps to facilitated movement for this water. The water is enters into the from outside to inside by the help of this integral proteins. These integral proteins act as a carrier proteins or water channels. This is next. Next, most of the molecules are enters into the cell do not require any expenditure of ATP, that is passive movement. So passive movement means molecules are enters into the cell do not require any energy. That is called passive movement. Next, penocytosis, which is also called as cell drinks. What is mean by cell drinks or penocytosis? So cell membrane take up the water molecules, take up the liquid soluble substances. So cell membrane take up liquid components. liquid components, liquid complex components, complex compounds from outside to inside by drinking, by vesicles, by the form of, in the form of vesicles. These vesicles are also called as pinosomes. These are pinosomes. That process is called phagocytosis. Means cell membrane take up the liquid complex compounds, by the form of vesicles. It means, so this plasma membrane form of a vesicle to take up the, from outside of the compounds, the liquid complex compounds are for example, this is a liquid compound, this is the liquid compound complex molecules. So this plasma membrane form of a vesicle, this form of a vesicle to around that liquid compound substance to enters into cell. That's why it is a cell drinks. That vesicles are called, these type of vesicles are called, that is pinosomes. This entire cell drinking process is called, that is phagocytosis. Next, phagocytosis, which is also called as cell eats. So cell membrane take up solid particles in the form of vesicles. These vesicles are also called as phagosomes. These are phagosomes. This process is called phagocytosis or cell eats. It means phagocytosis means the plasma membrane, this is the food, solid food, to formation of a vesicle to around the food and engulf inside. So that is the engulf the food by the plasma membrane. That is phagocytosis. Plasma membrane to form a layer to around the food, that is phagocytosis. That vesicles are called phagosomes. This process are mainly endocytosis methods. This is endocytosis. Endocytosis means cell drinks. Pinocytosis, cell eats, that is phagocytosis. The vesicles are formed, the vesicles are pinosomes and phagosomes. Next, this is about endocytosis. Next, exocytosis. Exocytosis are cell vomiting. Cell vomiting means what? So cell release waste materials. That waste materials are sent from outside. Materials sent to outside. That is exocytosis process or cell vomiting. Cell vomiting means the cell send the waste molecules from outside. So for example, this is the cell, inside to outside, these molecules are sent out. That outgoing process is called, that is exocytosis. Endocytosis means incoming process, incoming of the liquid substances and incoming of the, that is solid substances. This is exocytosis. Cell out or cell vomiting is called exocytosis. In next class we are discussing about cell wall.